Hello everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Beyond the Bell Rethinking Schools. I am Srijith, your host, not a classroom teacher, not a parent who is waiting at the school gate, but someone who has spent years observing how children experience school from the inside while adults measure it from the outside. In each episode, we step beyond test scores and trophy cabinets to ask a simple question: what does a child actually need to grow? Today, we are here to imagine the school every child deserves, and it isn't defined by reputation alone. Misplaced priorities. Think about the last school advertisement you saw. Chances are it shouted board results in bold numbers: 98%, 99%, then flash photos of medal laden students or shiny new labs. None of that is wrong. But if achievement is the only headline, development becomes a footnote. I once asked a 10-year-old what made her school good. She answered immediately: our principal says we are always number one. I asked, what makes you feel number one? She paused. When I don't make mistakes. That brief hesitation told me everything. Her school's worth was clear, but her own worth felt conditional. Research from the Yale Center of Emotional Intelligence shows that students in high pressure academic environments report higher anxiety and lower self acceptance even when grades are stellar. The reputation soars, the child's sense of self often shrinks. Emotional vocabulary. Picture morning assembly: 800 faces, same uniform, same pledge, yet inside each child is a distinct emotional weather map. Cloudy for one, bright sun for another. How many know the words to describe that map? Classrooms teach adjectives: luminous, meticulous, infinite, but rarely something like I am overwhelmed. We treat feelings like distractions to learner performance when they are actually gateways to true learning. Consider this scenario: a shy boy forgets a line in a play. Laughter erupts, the teacher hurried says, ignore them and continue. That instructs performance, not emotion. Imagine instead the teacher pauses. Class, sometimes when we are embarrassed, our brain freezes. Let's breathe with him. 3 slow breaths. Then we'll pick up the line together. In 20 seconds, the class learns empathy, the boy learns resilience, and the play resumes anyway. Ideal schools normalize naming emotions through daily check ins, feelings charts, or short reflective journals. Neuroscience tells us that labeling an emotion reduces its intensity by moving activation from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex. In other words, name it, tame it. Communication boundaries. We applaud articulate children who can debate, yet, listening is a quite a half of literacy. Boundaries, such as knowing when to speak, pause, or yield, are civil engineering for relationships. Consider group projects. One voice dominates, another retreats. An ideal school coaches both. The speaker learns to invite input, the silent one learns to step forward safely. Role play circles, Socratic seminars, even a simple talking stick routine in primary grades foster respectful turn taking. And yes, no is a full sentence. When a child says, I'd rather not share my artwork today, the response should be curiosity, not coercion. That single interaction teaches autonomy better than a year of moral science worksheets. Empathy, consent, and diversity. Empathy isn't an annual slogan, it's a skill rehearsed daily. Consider this: During lunch duty, a student approached a new classmate wearing a hijab. Instead of curiosity, the first question was, "Isn't that uncomfortable?" The teacher seized the moment. She invited the new student to share why the hijab mattered to her, then asked others to recall something meaningful they wear. In 10 minutes, the lunchroom transformed from potential mockery to shared stories of lucky bracelets and family pendants. That is facilitated empathy. Consent follows the same principle. A simple playground rule, ask before you borrow, teaches body autonomy when it's time for deeper discussions in adolescence. Diversity thrives when difference is valued as data, not deviation. Ideal school walls display multiple languages, festivals, and histories, and critique stereotypes in textbooks rather than passing them along. Civic and moral sense. Civic literacy starts small. Why pick up trash if the janitor will? Because shared spaces belong to all of us. Why speak up when a peer is mocked? Because silence is a vote for the bully. Ideal schools embed consequence into routines. Classroom codes where peers mediate minor conflicts. Service projects tied to local issues. Tree planting tied to lessons on urban heat or letter writing to officials about broken streetlights. The child sees morality not as fear of punishment but as active stewardship. Try this experiment. Close your eyes. Unless you are driving. Imagine a school where every teacher's timetable has one listening period a week. No syllabus, just open dialogue. Imagine report cards with not only marks but self reflection paragraphs penned by the student themselves. What did I struggle with? Where did I show kindness? Imagine a parent teacher meet that starts with, "Tell us something your child taught you this term." Now we are at the finale. An ideal school doesn't just prepare students for the next exam, it prepares them for heartbreak, for teamwork, for doubt, for choosing right when no one is watching. It lets them live as whole humans, wondering less about where they rank and more about who they are becoming. This is the school every child deserves, and that's the conversation we'll keep having right here beyond the bell. Thank you for listening. This is Srijith, your host, signing off for today. Bye and take care all.